Thank you, Commissioner Cheek. We will move down to elected officials, department heads, and first we have Miss Annette Huff with EMS. Miss Annette? Oh, I'm sorry.
Ms. Huff is here with us. She's asking for permission to buy 4 laptops. The laptops she has, and she operates 4 ambulances, and the laptops in those ambulances are obsolete, and they can no longer communicate with the EMS billing service that we use to bill for our trips. She has 2 bids.
Okay, anybody on the board have a question? Ms.
I
Annette?
do. I noticed on here, most of the bids, they came from one single company, is that correct, Ms. Annette?
Yes,
And it was for 3 different types of computers?
yes.
I mean, I got three instead of 2. My big thing, this is for John, based on our policies and procedures, is this okay to do from one company since it is a state contract already?
If it's already a state contract, that is an exception to y'all's general policy rule, because the concept is the state has already negotiated down to the lowest possible rate it can get. So y'all have accepted that in your policy in the past. Of course, I'm just going by what y'all tell me, that in fact it is a state contract, because it's not apparent from the, I'm sorry, yes it is, state of Georgia. Okay, I apologize, it is. It's on the face of the.
One of the bids she had is not compatible with the EMS system. The lower bid, the $12,000 bid.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
What would be the source of the funding for this?
They still have money through the 2008 SPOS that would be available to pay for them.
Approved.
I have a motion to approve the $13,256 bid with 10 gigabyte drive for 4 laptops.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it's unanimous.
Basically, what we're asking is our fuel budget. We've about maxed it out. We still got a few months left in the year. We're asking if y'all would consider extending us about $3,000 to get us through December.
Dan, I'd make a motion that we go half of that, and I'll try to help them as much as we can. We do 1,500 instead of 3,000.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
I believe I'll second it, but I don't want to set a precedent here, because, you know, you're maxed out at your budget. But again, we didn't anticipate the summer like we're gonna have either, with the grass cutting and stuff.
Well, I gave y'all the paper, but I would like to clarify too that our budget's not the same as it's been being for every year. And there was some, I guess, misinterpretation there as far as, you know, what our budget was, and it wasn't like we knew what our budget was and just flew past it. So,
I see. But we can help you out. I'm with Junior. I think we need to help him out some. But I don't want to set a precedent here, you know, so everybody needs to try to, I know you didn't know, so it's okay. I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, do we have any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none?
Have they started yet on any of the roof replacement at the prison, Mr. Bobby?
No, you recall that they promised to start by October 1, and September 1. When they didn't show up, I communicated with this Bob Hilbert, who is the senior construction representative for the construction company, Peter Brown Construction Company, and he advised me about a week ago, after back and forth, that the company making the roofing told him that it would be available October 24th. It would be on job site, and that they would have it installed within 2 weeks of that. That's the latest on it.
Good evening, Commissioners and Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you tonight. My name is Donna Lee, and I am the Emergency Services Program Manager for the Central Georgia Chapter. I have with me Peggy Bentz, who is also the Assistant Emergency Services Program Manager that serves directly Dodge County. We wanted to just come tonight and share with you what we're doing in your backyard and what we hope to do in the future. So I'll start with just a few questions. One, did you know that in our fiscal year in Dodge County, we assisted 32 adults? And did you know that 17 children were also provided assistance? And here in Dodge County, we spent $8,757.15 in direct assistance. Did you know that that direct assistance consists of a hotel night for someone that has lost their home due to fire? And it's actually issued to them immediately, most of the time before the fire trucks ever leave. Did you know that this money also provides immediate food and clothing for these families? These are the families in your neighborhood, in your backyard, the ones you go to church with, the ones that spend this money back in your stores. It's coming right back to your community. And that's what's going on every single day in your Dodge County to help the children that go to your schools. And we want to enhance that. We are right now actively recruiting for volunteers in your community. So I'm hoping that in the future, when we have some upcoming training and classes, I may even see some of you guys there. We need some more volunteers in Dodge County. We need people to go with these fire trucks and with these events that go on to say, we can help you. We can put a roof over your head, food in your belly, clothes on your back. Your children don't have to worry about where they're going to sleep tonight. There's a place for them to get a bath. And it's provided to you as a gift from the American public through your local American Red Cross back into your neighborhoods. And that's what we're doing, just in case you didn't know that. But then beyond that, did you also know that we're planning for large-scale disasters as well? Across this country, we're seeing more and more severe weather, and it's affecting small towns every single day. Things like tornadoes, things like, unfortunately, hostile action-based terrorist incidents are happening. Small towns, big cities, they're happening everywhere. And the Red Cross is there to help support local communities to overcome those disasters. What if we had to open a shelter here to shelter your residents? A storm came through and took out a neighborhood, a mobile home park, an apartment complex. Where would you put those people? We're right now talking with local partners. For instance, on October 1st, just last week, we met with a collection of local partners to say, how can we make Dodge County better? We need some partnerships. We're working with the school systems to also partner with them, local churches, and also I'm hoping to corner the rec department. He slipped out on me, didn't he? Dang. I'll catch up with him next week. But we are actively seeking to pre-identify local facilities that we can engage in partnerships to use as local shelters, besides the school system, because we don't want to interrupt school schedules either. I'm hoping to diversify that list of shelters that we have pre-identified. I'm hoping to come into these churches and local communities like Chester and Ryan and Chauncey and actually have shelter teams identified and trained. And we're bringing the training to you in your backyard. So we just wanted you guys to know what we're doing. I'm hoping to enhance everything the Red Cross can do, whether it's providing a canteening operation like when your downtown area caught on fire back in, I think it was January. You know, we canteened for many, many hours, making sure those firefighters had a bottle of water, a snack in their hand, something to drink to keep them on the job. And we do that as a gift to you guys. We also provide this assistance to these families as a gift. And we want to make sure Dodge County is prepared to help their own citizens have a roof over their head, food in their belly, clothes on their back in times of disaster. So you'll be seeing us. We're coming. I'm going to be at the Rotary meeting next week. I'll also be at the Lions Club meeting next week, and we'll be at the school board on Thursday night. And I'm hoping to develop some more partnerships. I have a stack full of cards with me, so I'm hoping anybody that is interested, or you have a church or a civic club or a group, any way you're willing to support. If you can't volunteer your time, we also can utilize funds to help do these things that we're doing in your local community. What questions do you might have for me?
I'll start with, would you introduce your assistant director again and the other guests?
I sure will. Direct contact for Dodge County. And I have beside her Mr. Ryan Logan. Ryan Logan is from our national level. He is a government liaison that handles multiple states for the American Red Cross. And then I have also with us Louis Caro from our region Atlanta office, who handles the same type of thing at the state level.
Thank y'all so much for coming, appreciate it. Anybody on the board got a question?
You'd mentioned training. Do you have any training set up at this time?
Once I can identify some shelters, we're hoping to start training shelter teams to work in those shelters. We will be putting out some stuff through our partner, Mr. Jimmy is wonderful to us, and we'll be announcing that, and I will be keeping in touch through email, making some local public service announcements about open free training for disaster preparedness.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. But I have my card. I'll be glad to give it to you directly.
Sure, that'd be great.
Anything else? Thank you so much for this opportunity to come speak with you tonight. I don't think it's going to be our last. We want to become good partners in the community and really keep our presence here to make sure that we're safe as a community and as prepared as we can be. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Okay, next on the agenda, we have Mr. Otis Simmons, Mr. John Battle to discuss some roads. So if y'all please come up.
Protocol has been made for Chairman, so we gonna allow Mr. Otis Simmons, he can introduce himself.
Okay.
I am Otis Simmons, and I'm pleased to be in the number tonight. And my involvement is that I am surprised the way that we do our roads, especially our dirt roads, and the way we come through and scrape the dishes and pull all the crap out, spread it out in the road, and we have to drive our pretty cars and trucks over that junk that they pull out in the road. And we'd like to do something about it if we can. I have spoke with Buddy Pittman about it, and he said he was gonna send the road grader back out there and try to straighten it out. But it's just not in our community, but I found out that it's all over the area. And we think that and believe that the county can do better work. The work that they done, under my knowledge, that is insufficient. I believe that if they take more time when they come out to scrape the roads and to do a good job and not just to run through and to say, well, we've been through that road before today or this month. That's what I'm concerned about. And it's a mess. It's really a mess. They pull bollers, wood, and all kind of crap come out there that they pull out there. We need y'all to do better. I believe you can.
Yep. Well, thank you.
And just to add to that, we don't want to be long, and it is very deflating to know that we have a board of commissioners with the magnitude and ability and the experience for certain roads to be in such conditions and other roads are not. All the roads are not attended the same way. We did a little research and did assessment. We journeyed over into some other counties to see how they grade the roads, and the grader operators did the roads. And Dodge County wasn't even compared to those roads. Now, I talked to the manager, Mr. Bobby Peacock, a few weeks ago, and he said that we are like of members on the staff, employees. I think we have 11 at the county department. 9 operates with the department itself. 2 of those, if I believe, operate with the trucks that move and transport the trash from the dumpsters. 2 of those. So that's 11 operators. And I think I can remember when we had at least 22 or 25 employees in the Eastman Department of Road Department. And that's the other thing. We're saying we're trying to do the best with what we have, but that ain't as good enough. And the other question is, we have people concerned about the black tops certain areas, the blacktops, highways, are being ran so far in certain distance, and then other distance, they'll just ran to a certain house and they stop. Beyond, there might be more houses beyond that house than where the blacktop at, but might be 2 or 3 houses where the blacktop are, might be 7 or 8 beyond that. So that's the deficiency we see in it. We are not being treated right. When I say we, and if anybody thinking in their mindset that we are here just representing minorities, black folks, we are not. And that's why we still so far behind in the game plan. We got to get out of that old stigma way of thinking. We are talking about Dodge County. Dodge County is one of the counties that get most beat up on because of the ineffectiveness of what we have representing us. That's what people tell us in other counties. So we're not here just talking about what's wrong on where blacks live. There are also other peoples of color called me also. So I had to come up here because they've been pondering me. So, and I got them on the gentleman. One of the gentlemen wasn't able to make it because he hauled cars and all. He's out of town. And he don't look nothing like I do. But he have complaints, you know. So we just ask that the road department, whoever the supervisor, and Mr. Buddy Pitton, maybe they could get better relationship with you all and the employees there and communicate better. Because when we speak to 1 or 2 of them that work on the road, we ain't heard nothing about that. We don't supposed to do this and all that. We at a level now where we supposed to be able to be communicators. And a little further, all of y'all supposed to be advocators to the subordinates. That is us, the taxpayer. We supposed to have a relationship, and I'm quite sure Ms. Cheats know this. We're supposed to be able to communicate. And once we communicate, we might not totally agree, but as she read from the Bible and spoke, we all should be able to have a disagreement. But when we leave this room, we should not have any malice in our heart. We should be like brothers and sisters the way we said we are on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday night in God's church. So we just would like to see maybe the supervisor of the roads, y'all get together and do a little bit better. Because we know we're short. We had a lot of rain this year. We understand that too. But when they go out there and pull those ditches, it even make it that much worse and they don't level it out. And I'm gonna stop on this. In Blakely County, if I'm wrong, they have a backhoe with a bucket on it. When they scrape it, they come along and take all the trash out, put it on a truck, haul it to the landfill. So thank y'all and have a good evening. And I love you because if I don't love you, I can't go to heaven.
Okay, thank y'all for coming. Anybody on the board got a question for Mr. Simmons or Mr. Battle? Yes, Commissioner Chief.
Mr. Simmons, Mr. Simmons, what road do you live on?
DuBois Baptist Church.
DuBois Baptist?
DuBois Church Road, that's what it's called.
DuBois Church Road.
DuBois Church Road, portion of it is paved,
Mm-hmm.
and other portion of it is not. And that's part I'm speaking on, because on the other end down there, they pile it up on both sides. They've been doing it for a long time, but I think they can do better. If anybody got time tomorrow to ride out where that Lockett Road goes into Blakely County Road, they will see the difference. Or either go on down on DuBois Church Road where it meets Blakely County Road, you will see the difference in the work. It's 100% different.
Anybody else on the board got a question?
Thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go down to Mr. Wendell Poole. Mr. Wendell's got some information. He wants to talk about a tax penalty waiver. If you'll come on up, please.
Thank you, thank you, sir. I'm from Lawrence County. My name is Wayne Poole, and it's good that I have got to meet Mr. Bobby and of course Miss Karen Cheek. I have met her before, and Mr. Harrington met his daddy, and I have dealt with them some. Anyway, I have got about 21 tracts of property that I have here in Dodge County. Well, really about 25. And I got a letter in the mail, of course, from our tax collector. And this goes back to 2008 and 2009 on property that I bought back then. And what was brought up to me in the letter was that I needed to pay those taxes for 2008 and 2009, which is 4 to 5 years ago, plus the collection fee, which I think is about $165. So when I add that up on 6 tracts that I got and bought back that time ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and this was bought back when Mr. What's his name? The other commissioner.
Cy Hard.
Right, Mr. Cy Harden, living in Lawrence County. You can't remember everybody's name, but at that time, I do know he got sick, and I know these parcels that I bought back then, I don't have no paperwork to show that I paid my taxes. I'm sure I did, but my part is why send me a letter in 2013 telling me that I owe taxes, plus want to charge me this penalty, which I think is $165 on each one of these 6 tracts that I bought back then. Personally, I think there was a mistake made because I know he was going through something. Also, I think that there was an error made. I don't mind paying those taxes if that's what I got to do, if I can't find them on my papers for that year. But this penalty to charge me $165 for these 6 tracts of property, is that far back? I don't agree with that. And so I'm asking y'all to think about that, make your decision on it, and let me know something of it.
All right, has anybody on the board got a question for Mr. Poole?
I'm not on the board, but may I ask a question?
Sure, Counselor.
It's a loaded question, and we may have done it, but did an attorney close those tracks for you?
No, sir, not at that time. No, they didn't.
Okay, they don't have to, but
No, they don't have to. Out of 4 years, they automatically become yours anyway.
government, you got these in a tax sale?
I got these at a tax sale. Yes, sir.
No, you wouldn't have needed an attorney for a tax sale.
No, sir. And also people has got to remember that after you acquire those properties for 4 years, I think it used to be 7, now it's changed to 4 years. It automatically becomes to whoever the taxpayer is for those years.
You are correct about that.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not offended in any kind of way, believe me, because I like I say, I own too many tracts of property in Dodge County, and I'm from Lawrence County and own tracts there, and I don't want to be rude in any kind of way, because I wouldn't want to be getting into one of y'all's churches here in Dodge County, because I do fill in for Dodge County Baptist Association. But I did want to state my opinion on that particular year, that they wrote me a letter and said that I owed those taxes, plus wanted to penalize me that far back.
I'm just trying to get a grasp of, was the tax deed recorded before you got it, or did you record it yourself?
It got recorded.
Okay, part of his process was recorded.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Yeah.
the assessor should have picked it up, and you should have gotten a tax bill for the year before.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you something else that I wish that would happen through these tax sales, because I do a lot of buying in Lawrence County and other counties as well. You take, for example, now I bought some a few months ago here at the Dodge sale, and what they generally do, and it was good to talk to Mr. Bobby, he was very nice to explain the situation as well. But I bought some property back in February of this year. I think I bought about 2 or 3 tracts. I do know that a letter is sent to the prior owner to allow him to know that that property was bought now. And also he has the authority, if he wishes to go and buy it back from me or whoever's the high bidder. Well, if he gets a notice, what I think we ought to do now, this is just an idea. I think us buyers, that when we buy it and y'all send out this paperwork, say the taxes is due the end of December, I feel like that us buyers that buy at these tax sales, I know they remind us then, but doggone it, I'm getting old and they need to send us a letter too to let us know that, look, you better come in here and pay these, taxes on this property the same year that you bought it, or you're gonna be charged a penalty the next year. So, I guess that's all I have to say, but, I'm gonna let y'all make that decision.
I don't know. It shouldn't be. Is this the first notice you received about these parcels at all?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
if they were asking you for taxes back in 2008 and 2009, did you get notices for 2010, 11, and 12?
No, sir. Oh, you talking about tax notices that I
Yes.
didn't pay? Oh, yeah, I always get my notices, believe me. Yes, sir, and I pay my
And
taxes.
when is the year that you bought these properties? Did you buy them in 2000?
Yes, sir. Now, I'll tell you when I bought them. Let's see. I bought, let's see, one parcel 5/8/2008. I bought one parcel 5/8 to the next one 2008. The next parcel was bought 5/5/2009. The next one 4/7/2009. And the next one was bought, let's see. I don't show it, but it was bought back in 2009, I'm gonna say 2009. Anyway, I had these six notices levy on the land sent to me in the mail, and I got that back, I believe it was last month. And so I went and met, of course, with the tax collector, and we had a talk and all. And he told me, he said, Wayne, he said, I tell you the truth, I don't exactly know what to do about it myself. And then he did send me to see Mr. Bobby, and of course, Mr. Bobby there was mighty nice to me as well. And he told me, he said, Wayne, the best thing to do is maybe come to the meeting and bring it up. And so that's all I know to say in that part. I mean, I want to be just as fair as I can, because I believe in paying my taxes, and that's something other I do. But to go back that far and then send me a letter in the mail, I know this new tax collector has been working, what, 2 or 3 years? And this is something other that he went back through the records and he told me that he found. Well, let's go back 2 or 3 years ago when he first come as tax collector. Well, why not let me know something even a little earlier? But I get them in the mail this year. And so that's why I'm bringing it for y'all to either, if you want to say, well, now I can go back to my home and I can check my records. Now, truthfully, I didn't think I was gonna be standing up here. I went up here to drop this form off with Mr. McCrane, but he told me no, stay here for the meeting, so I'm here. And but I can check with my records at my home and find out.
Do you have the parcel numbers with you?
Oh yeah, I have all of it. I mean, matter of fact, I was gonna leave all this with you all.
And I'm not trying to direct y'all on what to do. I'd like to look at it and see what caused the problem. And there is a possibility, because when you do these tax sales, the money that is paid in is held by the tax commissioner until the right of redemption is expired. It is entirely possible that this money is still in the tax commissioner's office.
Well, it could be, that's something other.
Because if you didn't go through a formal process to foreclose the right of redemption, she wouldn't have released it. But I don't know that without asking her, and I don't want to put a monkey on her back because she's not here to defend herself at all.
Right.
But if I had the parcel numbers, I could track that and maybe give y'all a more full report before y'all decided what to do. I'm not trying to shortchange Mr. Poole. I don't know that he has to come back again for y'all to
Can we give
decide.
these to you?
Sure. If it's y'all.
If it's all right with the board,
Yeah.
we'll just let our attorney handle it
Yes.
and check into it. Okay?
I move that we let him check into it and have this on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay?
And
Have a
I have-
motion. Any opposed? Hearing none? He'll search into it and we'll
Appreciate
discuss it at our next meeting in 2 weeks.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, do we have any other new business from the commissioners? Okay, do we have any commissioner reports? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to report that, today I received from Lamar Marshall his resignation from the Heart of Georgia Regional Airport Authority, and he is a county appointee, and I just wanted to let the board be aware of that, and we won't take any action on that tonight, but that is effective immediately. Also, somebody had asked about recycled materials. Could they go in trash bags? They can go in any kind of trash, plastic bags, and that'd make it more convenient for you for the recycling materials. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other commissioner reports?
Dan, I'd like to, I just want to commend Bobby on Mount Olive Church Road. I had the residents call. They appreciated you coming and hauling dirt in and fix the washout there. Also, I want to say that I don't know if this is having this effect yet, but I noticed in our accounts payable in September, the amount we paid to Houston County dropped to $19,000, and this month it dropped down to $16,000. So I think this recycling program is beginning to have an effect, because normally we average $20,000 to $21,000 every month to them. So thank you, Terry, getting it started. And thank you, citizens, for recycling. Y'all keep it up.
Okay. All right, any other commissioners have anything? I have, we got an email today, it's concerning an open house. It's the Dodge County One Stop, which is, it's kind of like a job placement or job training facility. It's at 5116 Fifth Avenue, and they're gonna have an open house Wednesday, October the 9th from 1 to 3 p.m. So, and that was from Sandy Burton. Okay, at this time we'll have the county manager's report. Mr. Bobby.
I don't have anything.
Okay, anybody on the board have a question for the county manager? Yes, Commissioner. That's all right.
I was just wondering, Mr. Bobby, where we stood on our line of credit. How are we doing on that with the Colony Bank?
We have drawn, I believe, $1,150,000 to date. And we'll have to draw another $550,000, so we'll have to draw about $1,700,000 total.
Okay.
Last year we drew $2,150,000 total.
I knew we were doing better. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions for the county manager? All right, at this time we're going to go to public comments. We're going to start on this side of the room and go around the room. If you'll limit your comments to about 3 minutes, we'd appreciate it. And I'll start right here on the first row. Anybody in the first row? Next row? Thank y'all for coming. Yes, next row? Anybody? Yes, sir. Would you just come up to the microphone and state your name and then make a comment?
Good afternoon. My name is Larry Humphreys. It's a public comment. We are out on Cochran Road out there on, and in our neighborhood, the road is so messed up to where that people get stuck in the ditch and have to pull them out. It's a wonder that some of our children don't make it to school because, you know, I don't know how the buses get through there. And we, as a community here, is trying to see what the board can do about getting that road paved and stuff. My address is 55 Lockett Road, but we really need some help from the board to get that done.
What was that road name again?
Lockett Road.
Lockett Drive.
Lockett Drive. Lockett Drive, excuse me. Yes, but that's mine.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, anybody else on your row have any comments? Okay, next row, back row. We'll start over here on the back row and we'll come up to the next row. The next row, first row.
Good evening, Jason Clark, also in the same area Mr. Humphreys in, on Lockett Road. And off of Lockett Road, there's Pine Way and Lake Drive. It's just a circle. One block of the community is filled up and it's heavy with traffic. And the school bus has got stuck several times on that road. And like you said, we're looking to see some type of support and help from the board.
Okay, thank you. What was your name again? I'm sorry, I didn't take it.
Esco Clark.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clark. Okay, yeah, seems like we finished the public comments. Do we have anything else from the board? Can we get a motion to adjourn? Oh, I'm sorry.
Dan, I'm happy to have Mr. Dave Wills with ACCG here. He's visiting with us tonight.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wills. Any comments?
I'm just glad to be here, Mr. Chairman. It's one of my privileges, although it's part of my job, to travel the state and to attend county commission meetings. I've been to county commission meetings in probably 55 or 60 counties over the last 3.5, 4 years. I've been to every county on some kind of work project, but one of the things that I take pride in doing is listen to what you guys are doing as commissioners, and having been a commissioner myself for 14 years, let's kind of assimilate that information from around the state and then take it back to our Atlanta office and say, hey guys, this is what's going on that we haven't heard about before. So that's an important part of my responsibility. I enjoy doing it, and I thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you for coming. All right, anybody from anybody on the board? Can we get a motion to adjourn? Got a motion, have a second, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, it's unanimous, we're adjourned. Thank you.